Ladies and gentlemen, we return once more.
As here comes Gonzaga, you see Edwards leading the trainees. Go all the way around the outside, but he's done it before. He's late the brakes into the Scary. He gets it stopped in time, and he takes that.
Well, the Battle of the Radicals continues its journey as we hit week number 9 for Season 2 2026 live from the home of British Motorsport at Silverstone at the Arena Grand Prix circuit, measuring just over 3.6 miles. My name's Alex Goldschmidt, joined in the booth tonight once again by Mr. Jim Cunningham as we are underway with timed qualifying for our first of 2 races around this circuit that has been around since 1948, hosted the first ever Formula 1 Grand Prix back in 1950. And let's take you through the scores as they stand. Well, actually, let's first of all take you through the schedule, shall we? Right. 3 tracks to go after this, because on week 10, we head to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for an 11-lap sprint and a 17-lap feature on May 21st. Then we have the only endurance race, 60 minutes at the Nordschleife Industriefahrten for all those Nürburgring Nordschleife fans out there on May 28th. And then Adelaide in Australia will host the season finale on June the 4th with an 11-lap sprint and a 19-lap feature. Let's take you through the points as they stand so far. So Simon Edwards leads the way ahead of James Barry with Heinz Braun, Kim Andre Bjorklund and Phil Glover rounding out the top 5. Bruno Vitorino, Robert Woodward, Dominic Pavera, Patricio Silva and George Gonzaga round out your overall top 10. Then we head to the battle of the SR8s. Jamie Bird leads by 16 points ahead of Mike Busson with Hevard Gullikson last time out at Laguna Seca, really showcasing that he's one to watch the next 4 weeks. Stefan Mellis, Steve Webb, Ollie Gullikson, Josh Reed, Paul LeMay and Ray Peasley round out the 9 strong that have already taken points. And with that, let's bring the man himself, Mr. Jim Cunningham. Good evening.
Good evening. It's good to be here with you again. You know, I was looking at that schedule, and I just can't help but get excited. We got some good stuff coming up. I'm excited for Adelaide, and I'm especially excited for the Nordschleife, especially with all the buzz that's around the Nords these days. You know, one guy signs up to go race there, and what do you know? They start selling out events, and it's wonderful. It's great to see Max bringing more fans to. To some of these different venues and racing leagues. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, indeed. Well, there are more than just Max Verstappen, a 4-time Formula 1 world champion, is currently underway as we speak. Qualifying 2 for the 54th running of the Ravenol 80AC 24 hours of the Nürburgring Nordschleife is currently underway under nightfall and rain in the Eifel region, but we're going to concentrate our efforts here tonight on this fantastic circuit. And it is James Barry that is leading the way in time qualifying. The first race will be an 8-lap runner, and then we'll have a 13-lap sprint feature afterwards, which will then also entail a reverse top 10 due to have 15 cars on the grid, and James Barry is leading the way. There's Hevard Gullikson, the IGL Coatings and Sonde Traffics caller, leading SR8 at the moment. He did a really good job last time out at Laguna Seca, won race 1 and managed to get himself into the top 3 for race 2, so that has helped him no end in terms of the battle of the SR8s. Paul LeMay makes a welcome return. Welcome back to the number 27 from Two Brothers Racing, just a 10th off Gullikson. Mike Busson, the man from Team Radline, in the 666 SR8 rounds out your top 4 with George Gonzaga completing the top 5. And it is looking to be a very, very feisty evening here in Northamptonshire at this circuit. And great to see, as always, the SR8s, the SR10s always put on a hell of a show, Jim.
Yeah, good stuff. A lot of fun. This series is the revised version of this series with the two cars racing together. I just love it. I think it's, I brag on it every time. It's just so much fun. It really is. I love this series.
Yeah, so we have come down to the end of time qualifying, and it is James Barry that has put it on pole position. Let's take you through your starting order. It's going to be Barry versus Hevard Gullikson on the front row, Paul LeMay and Mike Bousson rounding out row 2. George Gonzaga and Mr. Highlighter himself, Seth Brown, round out your top 3 rows, with Robert Woodward and Freddie Shriver rounding out the top 4 rows. Steve Webb, our resident marshal, and David Beasley complete the top 10. Ollie Gullikson, Jamie Bird, Phil Glover, Mr. Positivity himself, Mr. Superstar DJ from Belgium, Stefan Mellis, Ray Peasley round out your order. It is going to be 8 laps of this 3.66 mile circuit, 20 corners in all. And this is one of the things, to have a circuit like this, and then we go to a Slipstream Fest at Montreal in a week's time, Jim.
Yes.
You couldn't have 2 different Formula One tracks if you tried.
No, and both of them, like you said, they're both very different and a lot of character. I love the mixture in the schedule. I really do. But definitely different. The draft is going to be strong. Well, honestly, this draft will be kind of strong at both of them because this is such a high-speed circuit that, these cars draft almost on every track they go to. It's very rare. Speaking of that, we're going to have another draft fest right behind that at the Nordschleife.
Yeah, indeed. We are just waiting for David Beasley to jump onto the grid, and the 5 red lights are about to ignite here at the home of British Motor Racing. David Beasley will have to start from pit lane as the 8 laps get going here for week 9. Good start by James Barry. As Gullikson got the jump on him. My goodness, Barry must have bogged down in the initial start phase. But Gullikson got the run on James Barry, so the number 55 from Norway doing a stellar job as they head into the loop for the first time. And it's going to be the run through out of Aintree, down the Brooklyn straightaway, heading into Woodcote, Luffield, Brooklands, Luffield and Woodcote. I keep on getting I need my dentures sorting out. Steve Webb has just got a black flag in the 585 car as Shriver and Bird have gotten through. Bird has already made up 4 places and we've not even gotten through to Copse Corner. Meantime, James Barry closing in Hevard Gullikson as they come out of Woodcote and Luffield. Now it's through into a corner where you can overtake Christian Horner, Copse Corner, and Barry is right on the slipstream behind Gullikson as they're going to head into Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, one of the fastest complexes. There are imitators, but there is one originator here at Silverstone, and James Barry is all over the rear diffuser of Hevard Gullikson like a rash as they come out of Beckett's now into Chapel. And it's going to be the long run down the hanger straight. Gullikson pulls the left-hand side. Here comes Barry with a big lick of speed into Stowe Corner. Through he goes before they even hit the apex. But Gullikson is not going to let Barry get away with this because we're only into the opening lap of this race. And more to the point, we go into Club, out of Vale. And this is where the SR8 might have a little bit of naturally aspirated assistance, let's say, because it's a bigger displacement engine, which means more lower down torque, but the turbochargers in the SR10s tend to kick in when you hit about 3,500-4,000 RPM. As we go through Abbey into Farm, then into Village. This time, well, look at this. Paul LeMay is bringing a cavalcade along for the ride as Seth Brown is ahead of George Gonzaga. Brown now up to P5, Gonzaga down to P6. And then looking at this, Stefan Mellis, the man who says, well, I don't really get into practice until after or just before qualifying. Well, this is where drivers like Stefan Mellis might be able to take a little bit of opportunity. I mean, especially if he's had plenty of running at Spa-Francorchamps, he will know how to overtake at high speed. As Robert Woodward has dropped the ball, I'm afraid.
I think he's gone. He's out of the session.
Oh dear. Robert Woodward
must have dropped signal or something.
Yeah, well, David Beasley was in the pits for 12.4 seconds as Paul LeMay now closing in on the leader of the SR8 class. Paul LeMay on Hevard Gullikson, and Buisson makes it go from 2's company to 3 is a crowd. They got Brown, Gonzaga, or Woodward actually has come back in the very, very bright pink car. Nothing wrong with the bright pink car. I mean, if Seth Brown can have a highlighter edition, well, Robert Woodward can oblige with a lot of colour added to the grid as we once again head through Stowe Corner here on lap number 2 out of 8. And Paul LeMay is going to look to the inside, sticks his nose to showcase where he is to Hevard Gullikson, but decides discretion is the better part of valor. Out of club, and now down the Hamilton straight towards Abbey. High-speed right-hander. They are not really lifting here at this part of the circuit, but Buisson drifts a little bit wide, gets a bit of a tank battle. Yeah, that was definitely pucker time right there. But look at the lunge from Gonzaga on Woodward into Village.
See, there's not many drivers that can do what Mike just did right there. That car, like you said, was a complete tank slapper, and he didn't lose a spot. He was able to keep that car wide enough till he could regain his momentum, and that is so hard to do, man.
It is a skill that a lot of people don't always take into account, and that is where you see drivers like Mike Buisson who favour the SR8. Bit of a mistake there, coming out of Luffield by Paul LeMay, loses a little bit of time to Hevard Gullikson. James Barry is now motoring up the road as we are fast approaching the just over the halfway point here on lap 3 out of 8. And at the minute, Stefan Mellis, who has made up 4 places, he's passed Phil Glover, Ray Peasley, who didn't set a lap time in qualifying, I think. He started down in 15th position, and so between the pair of them, overall they've gained a total of 5 places, 2 for Phil, Ray 3, as Gonzaga now has back in his crosshairs once again Seth Brown, and to the inside at Stowe Corner. I think the thing is that George was not that close behind Seth on that particular occasion, but we are going through Interclub, right by and on the right hand side is the BRDC Clubhouse, British Racing Drivers Club, where a lot of the when the Silverstone or the Formula One is here for in July, normally you'll find a lot of BRDC silver and gold members up there. But Barry is now checking out. He's 2 seconds up the road as we ride on board with George Gonzaga.
This battle right here is going to just allow him, with LeMay chasing down Gullikson, and this three-way battle here is going to just allow James to check out, I think. Yeah, and that is going to be the big point with regards to it. So let's see, something happened.
What have you spotted?
Ollie.
Ollie.
Ollie, yeah. Let's see what happened to Ollie.
So Ollie Gullikson. Let's see. This is going to be. No! On the sausage curbs.
Well, he didn't seem like he hit, but he jumped to the pits, though. Oh well, let me see. Maybe let me go.
I think something definitely puckered up.
Yeah,
at that point for him. So that just goes to show how quickly how quickly things can change on a sixpence, especially here at Silverstone, as Robert Woodward from the bright BWT pink livery. You can't exactly miss that.
Racing Pointless team.
Racing Pointless team. Actually, that's quite a good thing. As Seth Brown, it's the battle of the highlighters. I'm going to. I had to go with that one, didn't I? I thought that was only going to be.
And they're chasing down the caution tape.
Yeah, all you need is the police do not cross line straight away with the yellow high-vis tape.
You got the construction tape here in front. I mean, you got 2 little packs here. You got the front 3 there, and then the second 3 running together. Tell you what, Seth Brown is giving Robert Woodward fits here.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's. All I'm going to say is, I still remember when Mauro Engel and the nephew of Formula One driver Gerhard Berger, Lucas Auer, who was actually in the same car. Oh! Seth gone and spun it. Oh, that's not a place to do it there.
No, at least he was able to rejoin there safely.
Yeah, that's the main thing, and it's one of those again, like we saw with Ole Gullikson earlier on. It's still that case that can make a misstep here at Silverstone and it costs you big time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And now you got Busan here was running up the rear of
Paul LeMay,
Paul LeMay here. Sorry, I was trying to get chat up so I could see if anybody was chatting. By the way, if you're out there watching, feel free to engage us there in the chat. We'd love to talk with you.
So through Maggots, Beckett's, now into Chapel go the drivers. We're on lap 5 out of 8, and still it's going to be quite crucial these last few laps. As well, there we go. George Gonzaga pulls the trigger, gets through on Robert Woodward for position. That's P5 for the man from Portugal. Yeah, teammates of
Portuguese man of war.
Oh yes, I say that about quite a few Portuguese drivers. Yeah, I've said that about Felipe Albuquerque.
That is a great. That's just like if they're Finnish, it's the flying Finn, no matter who they are.
Yeah, or Swedish, super Swede, like the late great Ronnie Peterson.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh?
There you go.
That's going back. There you go. Yeah. I tell you, without Simon Edwards here this week, I think James Barry's going to have a hard time finding much competition up here. We shall see. Uh-oh. Looks like we got another little incident here. Let's see.
Oh, Jamie Bird.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Now, has he hit the sausage curbs? That's going to be the big thing.
No, a tank slapper.
Hey, Co Brown clean up on aisle 3, and Jamie Bird needs a pop.
No harm, no foul there.
He was very, very lucky.
He was.
That was coming out of
this place does have a nice amount of runoff in a lot of parts of the track, so.
Oh, definitely. But I've seen it before. I think, what was it? My first ever journalistic assignment in motorsport was actually here. I'm going back 14 years. Brickcard 24-hour race, 2012, and that was before Messrs. Hammond, Clarkson, and May decided to put the Stig in a car as well and drive a 3 Series Beamer for 24 hours around Silverstone. And I'm not going to talk about what sponsors they had put on their doors because it did not look well. Let's just put it that way. If you've seen it on YouTube, it's an absolute classic of Clarkson, Hammond, and May trying to finish a 24-hour race. I'm not going to throw any spoilers, but let's just say that someone didn't listen to a crew chief and or a member of the team when it came to tyre deg.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, look at LeMay, man. He is back there sliding all over the place, and unfortunately, he's losing ground to Gullikson, and he is and Busan is all over him here. Oh, Busan's dropping signal too.
Hey. Right, well, where is he going to be? Where is he going to spring back to? That's the thing.
Right in front of George, probably. Oh no! Oh well, so far. So.
It probably would be in front of George.
I mean, he might be gone. Look, he still ain't back.
Oh, the hamster wheel of death has occurred, unfortunately for Mike Busan.
Apparently, all his fans shut off on him.
Oh no!
He lost liftoff. You know, who knows? I don't know what happened there. That's
ground control to Major Tom, in the words of the late great Stardust, aka David Bowie.
I was talking about him last night to my wife. That was one of the best concerts that I've ever been to.
Well, David Bowie, one of the greatest.
The Glass Spider tour. He had Peter Frampton playing lead guitar for him.
Yeah. Well, we are coming down towards the white flag lap, and
we've lost Busan. He's gone.
Has Mr. Buson has exited the building, I'm afraid. So that means Ole Gullikson and Mike Buson, 2 of our SR8 drivers, are out. Steve Webb is still trucking along in 13th position as the battle for P2 in SR10 continues on at a feverish pace between George Gonzaga and Mr. Racing Pointless, Robert Woodward, as they're going to go into club now. Ooh. White flag lap will be out this time as Stefan Mellis round the outside at Stowe corner. Mr. Superstar DJ take a bow. That was a great move round the outside of Seth Brown, who has dropped down the order. So Stefan Mellis, hardest charger in this race so far, P8, which will put him P3 as the white flag is out.
Yeah, nice run by Stefan. That's he's up, 6 spots. That's pretty impressive. Well, Jamie's trying to fly back up there.
Well, as long as he doesn't have his pucker time moment like he did a few minutes ago, he'll be absolutely
these 2
fine.
might not be done yet. I don't want to miss James, but...
Well, James is just coming out of Woodcote and heading into Luffield. Stefan Mellis through out of Aintree down the Wellington Straight.
Oh, Seth's
heading into Brooklands.
Nice run out of there, though.
Yeah, Seth had a better run on that particular occasion, but here comes Mr. Barry out of Pop's corner, and for the last time, heading down towards Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, a 6.8 second advantage over Hivard Gullikson in P2, Paul LeMay in 3rd.
That's an impressive run by Barry to get 7.5 seconds now ahead of Gullikson.
Well, James Barry is one of the alumni that has secured an overall Radical Race Series title.
Oh, yeah.
And with Simon Edwards not being here this week, it's going to really help James in terms of the championship permutations. But through into Club Corner, then it's going to be the run out of Vale for the final time. And it is lights out to checkered flag victory for race 1 here for week 9 of season 2, 2026. The Battle of the Radicals. The battle is won this time by Mr. James Barry. He slows as he crosses the line. Hevard Gullikson wins in SR8, and very, very close between him and Paul LeMay as George Gonzaga gets the slowdown penalty just before he crosses the line. But hopefully that won't hurt him. Yeah, but he held on for P2 ahead of Robert Woodward. Then Freddie Shriver did a really good job, up 2 spots from 8th on the grid. Jamie Bird up 5 spots from 12th, finishes P7 ahead of Seth Brown, Stefan Mellis, and Ray Peasley. Oh, Mr. Peasley has just bagged himself pole position for the 13-lap feature ahead of Steve Webb, and then David Beasley, Phil Glover rounding out the runners and riders.
Well, I'll tell you, there's not a worse spot to finish than where Steve Webb just finished.
Oh, yeah, 1 spot away.
Yeah, I mean, you're all the way back there. You just missed it by 1. You know, that's so unfortunate.
It feels like a liver pun.
Yeah, right.
Like the old good, like the veteran MMA exponent, Mr. Baz Lammers, who made his impact over in Japan when it was Pride back in those days.
Man,
but let's take you through the results. James Barry led every single lap of that race, and it means that he will start on the outside of row number 5. Hivard Gullikson takes SR8 victory ahead of Paul LeMay, who rounds out your overall top 3. Look at the incident points for Jamie Bird and Seth Brown, 10 and 13 apiece. They ran out the top 8 behind George Gonzaga, who finished P2 in the SR10s. Robert Woodward rounding out the top 3 in the SR10s. Good run by Freddie Shriver up to P6 ahead of Jamie Bird, Seth Brown, Stefan Mellis, and Ray Peasley. So Peasley and Mellis will be on the front row for the next race ahead of Steve Webb, David Beasley, Phil Glover, Mike Buson, and Ollie Gullikson, unfortunately out of the race. Mike looked like he'd lost contact with ground control on that one, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
and Ollie
maybe
Gullikson,
he was abducted by an alien or something.
He might become the next Ziggy Stardust of the series. You never know.
Oh, I don't know. Based on my knowledge, I would think that. Well, he might be. I was gonna say he might.
Well, he might be. He might be the next equivalent of Jethro Tull.
Yes, yes. Little Ian Anderson there. Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, talking about that Ziggy Stardust, man, what a concert that Bowie concert was, especially with the likes of Peter Frampton playing guitar for him, you know. Oh, so good.
Yeah. So, more to the point, it will be the case of how will things peter out, because we've come to the end of the warm-up, and that means we are going to have very interesting race 2, 13 laps of the circuit here at Silverstone.
What's going to be quite interesting is just how James, you know, how long it takes, if James can work his way through the field, you know.
Well, let's just say it hasn't stopped him before.
Right. Right. It's really going to come down to just not getting involved in somebody's, you know, junk along the way, really, you know.
Definitely. Well, here's your starting order. Ray Peasley starts from pole position ahead of Stefan Mellis. Seth Brown and Jamie Bird, row 2. Freddie Shriver and Robert Woodward, row 3. George Gonzaga and Paul LeMay round out row 4, with Hervard Gullikson and James Barry rounding out your top 10. David Beasley is going to start from pit lane again as we are getting ready to race here for 13 laps here at Silverstone. Lights are out. Wheel spin from Peasley. Mellis gets the jump, and here comes Jamie Bird with a head of steam into Abbey Corner, and he's straight through already. Oh, that's a great start from Jamie Bird. Inside of row 2 to the lead by Village as we're going to head into the loop for the first time. Mellis to the outside of Brown here on the opening lap out of 13 as Seth Brown manages to get through on the inside of the loop, then out of Aintree for the first time. Then we're going to go down the Wellington Straight. Mike Bousson is back. Let's see what happens. David Beasley did not take the start.
No.
Didn't get there enough in time as, Steve Webb has got a mechanical black flag in 12th position.
Yeah, I think we had a big incident here. Let's take a look real quick.
Oh, well, Hervard Gullikson's lost the front deck on the car. And, a spin around here by Ray P.
Webb.
Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie me. That is not what you wanted to happen.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out what happened to Gullikson, but he's way off.
That's going to be understeering like the plague. There's no front downforce on it, to be completely truthful with you there, Jim.
And that's a tough loss at this track.
Especially with the fact that he was absolutely flying, was challenging James Barry for the race lead.
Yeah.
Barry already up to P7 and climbing. And it is going to be the case of how do drivers decide to proceed. Here comes Mike Bousson on Stefan Mellis. Oh, that was through Stowe Corner. Mellis is going to have the inside line. Bousson's going to go high and wide to get round the outside of the Belgian. And he might get the inside line. He's going to nip through on the inside. Great bit of crossover there from Mike Bousson. And here comes James Barry through out of Vale. He's going to try and go side by side with the Belgian and manages to get through. So James Barry up 4 spots now into P6 overall, P3 in the SR10s. Oh, we've definitely got a bit of a fiery race 2 here at Silverstone here, Jim, as Hervard Gullikson has decided to go into the pit lane, I would say, to repair that damage and come back out and try and salvage what he can from race 2.
I have to say, I hate that he is not in this race because I was really looking forward to those charging up through the field, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. And now we've got a really good battle here between Jamie Bird, who is leading. Now, we have seen Jamie lead before, and sometimes the races haven't gone all his way. But we did see that he did make that big mistake earlier on, and that was coming through Abbey and into Farm Curve. As here goes James Barry up the inside of Mike Bousson. Who says you can't overtake at Cops? Christian Corner. James Barry has proved my point. Well, Christian Horner was publicly quoted as saying you can't overtake at Cops.
Yes, he did.
And I called 2 letters, B and S, in that order.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll see him back eventually.
Who knows when that might be, but it is the battle of SR8 versus SR10 at the front end of the field. Jamie Bird keeping his car, the number 39, as wide as humanly possible, down into Club.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
They bumped over the sausage curve. That lost him a little bit of time and destabilised the handling characteristics of his SR8. But Paul LeMay, who we haven't seen much of this second season, but here we go through into Abbey. Brown now trying to force the envelope here. Bird trying to keep to the outside. Can he get... Yeah, and Seth Brown decides, you know what, I'm not going to dive bomb through into Village. But Paul LeMay, now, if anyone might remember, he has struggled with wrist problems previously when there's so much of that force feedback going through. But look at this. James Barry just absolutely mugs Mike Bousson, and Bousson's coming back at him. Bousson is going to have the inside line down the Wellington Straight into Brooklands, but James Barry, with that sheer overspeed, manages to get through and retakes fourth position. So that is now 6 places gained. New fastest lap of a 1 minute 54.346 by James Barry. Someone's kicked up the dust a little bit coming out of Woodcote. But still, the battle royale at the front end of the field. And if they keep on battling that like they have been the last 2.5 laps, Bird, Brown and LeMay will find Barry very close to them.
Indeed.
Mike Bousson up now 9 spots. Barry up 6. LeMay up 5. Ole Gullickson, Phil Glover have also made moves. They're up 4 places apiece. Gullickson in 11th. Glover in 9th
You know,
at the minute.
we can't lose sight of the fact that Bousson was out of the first race and started at the back of this one. And, you know, you just kind of take it for granted that he's up here where he's at because that's normally where he'd be. But, you know, he came all the way from the back to do that, and this is pretty quick. We're only on the 3rd lap of this race, or on the 4th lap, I guess. But
Well, when you think about it, it's always about the confidence that the driver has. Now, looking at the track temps, all right, Jamie Bird is starting to pull away, but look at Paul LeMay. He's closing on Seth Brown. Into Abbey we go here on lap 4. And again, it is... now, look at the track temp, 39 degrees centigrade. Those tyres must be absolutely screaming blue murder because track temp is only 21 degrees. So we're nearly at 100 degrees Fahrenheit track temp, and you can see that the SR8s of Bird, I think, might be starting to struggle with a little bit of slide on the back end, a little bit loose, as we can see here. Brown, as Stefan Mellis has... Seth Brown elbows out and then some, and here comes Paul LeMay in towards Brooklands. Oh, they nearly clash. A little bit of rubber paint between the pair. Superstar DJ Stefan Mellis is in pit lane, I'm afraid. So
yeah, we'll see what happened to him.
56. Okay, right, let's cue in the replay. And it's going to be through... Oh, this is at Copse Corner heading into Maggots. The back end starts to lose it.
Oh,
bang.
Big hit.
That's a hard hit for Stefan. So no wonder he would have gotten an instant mechanical black flag and towed straight to the pit lane. So Seth Brown is leading. I did say about if these 3 started to battle, what would happen.
Yep.
Barry is right behind Paul LeMay, and you can see how hard Paul is working behind the wheel as we go down Hanger Straight underneath the Johnny Walker Bridge and into Stowe Corner. So let's see how quickly Paul LeMay manages to get through. A shift down to 3rd gear. And look at that, Bird and LeMay using more curb than Brown on that particular occasion, but Barry is there. So LeMay's going to have his mirrors filled as they go. And look at this. A quartet at the front end of the field, and it looks like we've got a smash burger of SR8 vintage happening because we've got Jamie Bird as the top patty, Paul LeMay as the bottom patty, and then Brown and Barry are the 2 bits of the bun that elapse over them. But again, Jamie Bird was so sideways through Abbey and into Farm.
That's the way he drives, though. He runs them low wing, low down force setups, man, and he runs with that rear end out all the time. It's
like, you know, if you want a car to be loose, take a page out of Jamie Bird's book.
Yes.
James Barry is so close to dipping underneath the 1 minute 54 second barrier. on a race lap. That's incredible pace that he's got. But again, we see these drivers going through out of Woodcote into Luffield. Got to be very, very close. Now look how Jamie Bird just got on the power quickly and just pelted it out of Woodcote and sprung his way through into Luffield. They were very close to the wall on the right-hand side. Now into Cox Corner. Hold that throttle, keep it buried a little bit and try and see how far you're going to try and escape track limits. Well, Seth Brown was a little bit wider than everyone else behind him as they go into Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. And this is one of the wonderful things I love about this series, is how the fact that the SR10s and the SR8s can battle each other. And Seth Brown cuts across the front of Jamie Bird as we come out of Chapel, down the hanger straight. Watch out for Paul LeMay, he's right on the rear of Jamie Bird and through into Stowe Corner. Here comes James Barry, nearly
pulled out of that.
wide, the eye of the needle. And here goes Jamie Bird round the outside of Paul LeMay at Stowe Corner to hold on to second position. My goodness me, that was
James
bravery.
Barry's decision making there. He was like, "Oh, there's my hole," and then he's like, "No, it's not."
It's like, yeah.
Oh,
I got it.
LeMay.
I got it. I don't got it. You know, kind of thing. But here we go. Barry up the inside. LeMay's got a slow down penalty that he's got to serve.
Yep, and
So
we lost
put
Bird
Barry
back here. He's dropped all the way back to fourth now.
He's not out of it yet, though.
No. I just that he dropped back is all I meant.
But look at this. Boussaint and Woodward. Hello, guys. Don't forget about us. LeMay served his slow down penalty, so he can now be full attack on James Barry as we once again head down the Wellington Straight in towards Brooklands. LeMay showing his nose to Barry.
A six-way battle up here. This is fantastic.
This is what we want to see. And, well, oh dear. Ole Gullikson is in the pits. Oh dear. I think something's happened to the Norwegian again.
What did you do?
Okay, now this is going to be on the brakes. And that is off of... that is...
Oh no, he just pulled it over. Interesting.
Whether he's not found a rhythm, that's what I'm thinking. Whether he's not found a rhythm or a confidence with the car.
I mean, this place is a rhythm track for sure. You got to get into a rhythm to be fast here. I don't get around here too good. I've tried. It's just one of those things. Tough.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that you have to sort of grin and bear it. And here comes Mike Boussaint. James Barry, in the meantime, has taken the lead away from Seth Brown. So the two SR10s now about a tenth and a bit apart. And look at this, Seth Brown. Once again, as soon as we see a change for the leader tries to get away initially, but does not have that initial purchase. But now James Barry is going to start to pull away. But if Seth Brown can keep with him, well, if Seth Brown is 1.1 seconds a lap slower than James Barry, that's it. It's game over.
Yeah, let's see. I want to see this pass. I missed it.
Standing to Stowe Corner. Great overtake there by James Barry. Great overtake.
I mean, Barry's one of the best in the world. I say that every week, but it's the truth. I mean, he literally is one of the best in the world.
Boussaint with a bold move around the outside at the loop, and that was on Jamie Bird, and that was for P4 overall. But more importantly, that is for P2 in the SR8s. Robert Woodward in the BWT or the BTW Racing Pointless. Radical SR10 is, SR10 is trying to close in. Jamie Bird still trying to keep with Mike Boussaint as they come out of Woodcote into Luffield. And Boussaint very close to the barriers on the right-hand side. Into Cops Corner here on lap 7. Out of 13, we're pretty much at half distance. So at the moment, your top three in the SR10s are Barry, Brown and Woodward. Top three in SR8s are LeMay, Boussaint and Bird. And LeMay is now 1.8 seconds ahead of Mike Boussaint. So the battle for the scraps on the dinner table, so to speak, for second and third in this race is between Boussaint and Bird. Whether Bird can start to make a bit of a comeback, but with the track temperature has started to drop because there's been that little bit of cloud cover. It's gone down from 39 degrees centigrade to 36 as, Jamie Bird, well played, well held around the outside of Stowe Corner to keep Robert Woodward at bay. bearing in mind Woodward is P3 at the moment in the SR10s, but he's got 3 SR8s in front of him with LeMay, Buisson and Bird. Buisson and Bird battling over P2. They are starting to catch Paul LeMay a little bit here. Now, one of the things about Paul is that he tries to be as smooth as he can, but sometimes he does have forearm problems when it comes to driving on the sim, which is why we don't see that much of him. He had that quite a time, I think, through 2025.
Yeah, uh-oh.
What was the uh-oh?
This right
here.
here.
Here we go. It's Robert Woodward, and let's see.
Jamie.
Oh, Jamie Bird. Oh, rotates right in front of Robert Woodward, who gives him a little bit of a love tap.
He did a good job not just blasting Jamie right there.
Yeah.
That was that was actually quite impressive that he didn't just completely and totally. I need to see this from the onboard because that was pretty impressive because you're flying right there, you know.
Yeah, and it's the right-hander here at Village, and
oh, he did hit him a little bit. Okay, yeah, I didn't think he even got him that much, but still, it's a little love tap, yeah.
So now we've got Bird on the back of Woodward. Now this is for positional battle overall.
Way back,
not class battle, because Freddie Shriver is now up to P5 overall.
What a night he's having.
He's done really well.
Yeah.
I mean, considering the first time we clapped eyes on him, you and I, Jim, when I came back to Battle of the Radicals, Freddie Shriver has done a really, really good job. He's been consistent and he's trying to keep his nose out of trouble. And he's, you know, one of the latest people that has joined the Radical Race Series to get involved with the community. That always helps, and he has improved every single time he's been out on track. No matter how hard the difficulty, Freddie will always give it a go.
I mean, when it's all said and done tonight, you know, barring something happening here, he's going to have a really quality night. 2 solid finishes.
Yeah, looks like it'll be a P5 and a top 5 and a top 8. So well done to him. Meantime, Seth Brown is being reeled in. LeMay and Buisson are trying to close in on the number 38 car down the Wellington Straight in towards Brooklands. And again, LeMay just showing that little bit more better pace, but they are pretty much the same as each other. Mike Buisson just did, I think, probably, the fastest lap. No, his fastest lap of the race, but the second fastest in an SR8 tonight. In this second race, Mike Buisson 1:54.724 as LeMay in towards Copse Corner, trying to see what he can do. The man from Two Brothers Racing. We don't see much of his brother Michael with us as well from time to time.
I did a race Sunday with Michael in it. You know, both of them have been racing the IGP Fun Super Formula Lights. Yeah, both of them have been over there a little bit.
So they found their penchant for single seaters.
Well, you know, I think you know, it's so the racing is so good. By the way, that is a JPB broadcast on Sunday evenings. If you would love to check it out, but yeah, they've been over there racing a little bit.
Well, still good to see that Paul loves coming back to throw a radical around a corner or two. As look at this, he's right with Seth Brown. Three's company here at this point for P2 overall. As Buisson comes very wide out of club corner down the Hamilton Straight into Abbey. And LeMay, I think, is just waiting, biding his time. But what you don't want is Mr. Buisson being behind you, because he could definitely upset the apple cart here. LeMay a little bit sideways on the traction put down coming out of Village, out of the loop. He's done exactly the same. Oh dear, what has happened to, Freddie Shriver's just had a little bit of a ping issue, I think. But look at this, LeMay and Buisson, wheel to wheel, side by side, down the Wellington Straight into Brooklands. Buisson will get the inside line for Woodcote. LeMay has got to try and do something here to keep him at arm's reach. And at that point, Buisson had pretty much got himself secured at that point. But nevertheless, there is still this plus an additional 3 laps to go. We're on lap 10 out of 13. James Barry is cantering away into the distance. We're going to have a look here. Another replay with the number 39, Jamie Bird. Oh, is it going to be traction put down? Yep, the back end. Oh, 270 and a joker lap to boot.
You know, I love Jamie. I really do. I almost would love to see him just put a little more down for us in that thing and just, complete these, not run into these issues with the back end just stepping out on quite so much, because he is quick, man. He really is fast. He just makes mistakes, but he drives that car on the ragged edge, man, like as out on the edge as you can get sometimes. When Simon Edwards says that you're running a car loose, if it's too loose for Simon, it's pretty loose.
That's true. That's very, very true. And it just goes to show that everyone has their own way of driving around a circuit.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Here is exactly the same. You've just, if you're wanting to put it on the ragged edge and you want to go for it, well, hats off to you. And no matter what he does, Jamie Bird comes back week in, week out, and always puts on a hell of a show.
Oh, I love Jamie. I love watching him race. When he finds his groove, man, he is so much fun to watch.
Oh, definitely. Meantime, we are going to be very shortly 2 laps away from the end of the race, and James Barry looks to be on course for literally being away and ahead of the field by a country mile. 6.2 seconds is his advantage on lap 11 out of 13. So 2 to go after this one, so we'll have just over 7.2 miles of racing before we head to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal in Quebec, Canada next week for week 10. And here we have another battle. This is Woodward versus Shriver through at Maggots, Beckett. Shriver keeping on the racing line, holding his station, holding his nerve in front of Woodward in the bright pink number 18. So 2 SR10s, well, an SR8 versus an SR10. And you can see here the speed increase. Woodward is closing down the hanger straight, pulls the outside of Shriver into Stoke Corner. And that was not enough for the number 18 to try and throw it, do it a bit of the old M&M round the outside. Shriver goes defensive into Club Corner. Well covered, I must say, by Freddie in the number 37. And keeps ahead.
Oh, no.
Fate of circumstance there, not commentator's curse, folks.
Well, no, the sad part was I was literally fixing to throw a big compliment. I mean, it was coming out of my mouth when he spun.
Oh, yeah, it is a shame.
Sorry,
it is a shame
Freddie.
when that happens. But Jamie Bird looks like he's called time on the race.
Oh, yeah.
Stefan Mellis is still running, so looks like we're going to have 12 finishers at the end of this one. David Beasley did not take the start. Ole Gullikson out on lap 4. Jamie Bird out on lap 9. So it is going to be a 1-2 for the SR10s this time around as we're halfway through the penultimate lap of this race. There's Seth Brown making his way towards Copse Corner out of Woodcote. Here's James Barry making his way through into Maggots and Beckett's for the penultimate time. It will be a double race win for the man for the insert name E-Racing team. Teammate George Gonzaga currently sitting P4 in the SR10s, down in 7th position, 9.2 seconds behind Freddie Shriver, who I will have to say, he's done a really good job because he's actually kept himself in the top 3 in the SR8s. For those new to the series, the Radical Race Series Battle of the Radicals, it is a combination of both the current generation SR10 Cup cars and the previous generation naturally aspirated V8 SR8 cars that we run here on Thursday nights live on the JP Broadcasting Network. But Seth Brown doing everything he can as white flag is in the air. James Barry, as here we go. Phil Glover. Oh, Phil Glover has just decided down the hanger straight to Slipstream George Gonzaga, and he is ahead, Mr. Positivity. makes a blinding overtake on the Portuguese man of war.
Indeed he did. Look, Phil's having a decent little run here, and he said earlier, don't expect much from him here. He's not very good at this track. He said.
At least he's open and honest about it. That's the main thing.
You're always going to get open and honest from Phil. That's the one of the best things about Phil.
Yeah, but we are coming down towards the halfway point of the 13th and final lap. Number 13 can be unlucky for some, lucky for others, and it looks to be the case for James Barry. George Gonzaga back through. That's out of Aintree down the Wellington Straight. Glover is saying it ain't done yet, George. It ain't done yet. As we head into Brooklands, Gonzaga with a crisscross there looks to dive to the inside. Phil Glover carried enough speed into that corner as Steve Webb has just come in with a black flag penalty. So
that's not good.
That'll be a drive-through that he's going to serve now because he doesn't want to get penalised post-race.
He better serve it, yeah.
Yeah, good shout there. But James Barry down the hanger straight for the 13th and final time. Well, Simon Edwards not being here this week, Barry is going to do a double delight here at the home of British Motor Racing at Silverstone at the Arena Grand Prix circuit. Into Club Corner. Well, what can you say? Wins from lights out to checkered flag in race 1. Starts on the outside of row 5 in 10th and will win. Race 2, the battle of the radicals for both race wins goes the way of insert name e-racing teams. James Barry, and it is going to be an SR10 1-2, courtesy of Vista Highlighter Edition himself, Seth Brown. Mike Boussault wins in SR8, Paul LeMay in P2 in the class. 5th place, we've got Robert Woodward comes across the line. Freddie Shriver, take a bow, young sir. Great job this week here on week 9.
How about this one here? Look at
12.
this.
And look at this, George Gonzaga does not win the battle. It goes the way of Phil Glover, who picks up P4 in the SR10s ahead of George Gonzaga. Hervard Gullikson, despite losing the front deck of the car, rejoins to finish in 9th ahead of Ray Peasley, who started on the reverse top 10 pole position for this second race of the evening.
James
we're just
Barry.
waiting. We've got Mellis. Has crossed the line a lap down. Still waiting for Steve Webb. He is on his 13th and final lap of the race. He's just making his way through onto out of Aintree and then onto the Wellington Straight before heading down to Brooklands.
James Barry takes him to the local ice cream shop for a double dip.
2 scoopings of gelato? I wouldn't say no.
Man, yeah,
But
I tell you, without Simon here, James was licking his chops there a little bit.
He was rubbing his hands with a smile on his face with glee.
Yep.
But here comes Steve Webb out of Woodcote and then heading into Copse Corner. What a run at speed for Barry, though, because he's going to be a tough one to beat next time out at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal.
Indeed.
In Quebec, Canada. That is going to be a very, very fast track indeed, as we'll keep with Steve until we can't really sort of carry on until we've got all our runners and riders across the line. But just one more approach. Our man from the BMMC UK, one of the many men and women who do marshalling out of their own free time. They do it voluntarily and without people like Steve and a few people I know.
Get involved. If you're watching this, get involved. Go sign up and learn to be a marshal. You like racing? You don't get any closer than that. I got a video of Steve Webb on the track at the Formula One race in Las Vegas, wearing a chicken costume, but that's another story. But he's on this track at the Formula One race in Las Vegas. I mean, you get to be up close and personal with this stuff if you get involved and become a marshal. Do it.
Yes, indeed. And that concludes our race coverage on the virtual recreation of Silverstone. James Barry, double bubble for the man from insert name e-racing team, winning the race by just over 7 seconds ahead of Seth Brown. Mike Bousson rounds out the top 3, but also with it wins in SR8s this time around. He finishes ahead of Paul LeMay and Robert Woodward. Freddie Shriver rounds out the top 6 overall, ahead of Phil Glover, George Gonzaga, Hervard Gullickson, and Ray Peasley round out your overall top 10 with Steve Webb. Stefan Mellis rounding out the 12 finishers. Mellis a lap down. Jamie Bird out with 4 laps to go. Ollie Gullickson and David Beasley. Unfortunately, the 2 retirees, well, the other 2 people that either didn't start or didn't finish the race. Right. I think we need to bring in. Let's bring in Mr. Bousson. Good evening. How are you, sir?
Good evening. Yes, very well. Yourself?
Not too bad. It's been a while since we've spoken, Mike, but glad to see that you came back flying and win race 2 in the SR8s. But what happened in race 1, mate? Because we lost you all of a sudden.
Wee technical problem. Let's put it like this. I've been testing overclocks in the week and forgot to put it back to a safe known standard. And it was very hot in here and it just didn't like it. So that's my own fault. That'd teach me for not checking before I start the PC. But yes, it was a good second race though. Good recovery.
Yeah. Biggest amount of places gained. Had a little bit of a 2 and 8 with your good friend Mr. LeMay for the SR8 class win. But again, Silverstone is just one of those tracks where, slipstreaming, fast, medium speed corners. It's a bit of everything, isn't it, here?
Yeah, I quickly went in, I had a practice, about 8:30, and as per usual, I assumed obviously there would be a mix, but a lot were going to try the low downforce setting, and I had a quick go for 10 minutes, and I thought, this is ridiculous. So I was sort of hampered myself. I was fast, but obviously it's being fast in the right places. And to be fair, the SR8, I don't know what the SR10 was like, but the last 3 laps were a struggle to drive. It's sort of,
tires,
a lot of steering input in. Yeah, it was a lot of steering input just to keep it heading in the right direction.
Well, track temperatures were really high tonight.
Well, blame George for that. He's
tried
his
his fault. Yeah, it's George's fault. Of course it is.
This is George's fault.
Hashtag blame George.
Hashtag.
Yeah, well, that's
his fault. But yeah, no, it was. I enjoyed the track. To be fair, I generally go reasonably well here, but obviously there's a mixture of, obviously, with the SR8 versus the SR10, and obviously the difference in interpretation of best setup. Then obviously there's quite a few variables in there. So, you are just sometimes just racing yourself at the end of the day, just to do what you can do.
Well, I mean, nevertheless, we've always known since I think a few years back when I started doing Radical Race Series commentary that you've always preferred the SR8s anyway, mate.
Oh yeah, 100%. I had a dabble. I just did a little bit of testing in the SR10 the other day, and I thought to myself, I just don't understand it. I can't see why you'd want to drive the SR10 over the SR8.
Well, it's a different driving style, isn't it? I mean, it really is. You got to keep the car wound up a lot more.
I don't know if it's a different driving style. It's just boring as hell.
Hey, at least you're honest, mate.
Well, how do you really feel, Mike?
Yeah, shit.
Well,
but yes. No, you won't catch me driving that anytime soon.
Mr. Parfit's going to send you a bill for that one. You're going to be a fine for that. Anything he can do to get $1 out of you,
anything to pay for the dentistry,
He's still riding that poor tooth, man.
Look, he just needs. He's just. Well, without using too many expletives, he's a little bit soft, isn't he?
All I'm going to say is, Mike, there's the smallest violin playing in the world, and it's just for Mr. James Parfit.
That's right.
Right about now.
Well, it might have taken the drone out of his voice a little bit. It might be an improvement for we know.
It could be, yeah. That's true.
Who knows? Well, Mike, mate, it's a pleasure to speak to you as always, buddy.
Yes, and you guys.
And we look forward to seeing you next week at Montreal for week 10. Well done.
Hey, ask me about a shout out.
Yes, do you have a shout out?
Oh, the poor little baby at home with his bad tuffy. That's who I'm gonna.
He might need.
Oh,
You know what he
God.
might need? He might need a frozen binky.
Oh,
I don't know
God.
what that is.
Well, a binky. It's like a passy, a pacifier. Like you give a baby, they put him into freezers
right.
for teething babies.
Yeah. The way you said it, Jim, it sounded sexual. So
It did. I know. Well, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're as sexy as I am, everything I say comes out sexual.
That's it. I'm not going to give him that thought.
No, don't go there. All right, Mike. Have a good one, mate. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Oh my God, I love that guy.
It's never a dull moment.
He cracks me up. He is so much fun. I gave him first place. He didn't finish first in anything tonight, but I had him I had first place on for his interview.
There we go.
He's first place in interviews for sure. He's the best interview in the world.
He is. Right, your choice for our next interviewee. I think.
Let's bring Paul in, man. We haven't talked to Paul in forever.
Yeah, okay. Right, let's bring him in. Mr. LeMay, good evening.
Hello, how are you?
Stranger.
Long time, my friend. Where have you been? We know you've been a little bit of a floozy with the Super Formula Lights, as Jim was telling me during the broadcast. But, mate, so good to see you back in a Radical. How are you?
Thanks. I'm okay, mate. Yeah, I tried my hand in the Super Formula Light, and then my arm started to get too bad, and I sort of had to sit out a few races, stayed out of this. Thought I'd give it a go tonight, and after about lap 6 or 7 in the feature race, I was done. I'd also cooked the tyres as well, so you know, Seth did a fantastic job, and Mike, I think, and I were sliding around a bit, but really pleased with the results coming back. So yeah, happy with that.
Well, it was good to have you back. Man, it's been forever.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It was good to see you doing the Super Formula Lights, but I tell you what, man, you can attest to this. You know, anybody that's looking for a Super Formula Light league, that one is about as tough as they come. It's arguably the best Super Formula Light league on iRacing, and there's a reason, man. Those guys are fast in that league. Yeah,
they are rapid. They really are. I didn't do too bad at most sports, and then just really struggled with the brakes with it, and also have to have the FFB quite high to feel what the car's doing, and in the end it was just too much for the arms. So yes, I've sat out a few and sat out of RRS, so yeah, feeling a lot better now. So
well, good to have you back in here for sure, man.
Yeah, that was great fun.
You've been missed here for, you know, no doubt, you know. So good to have you back.
Cheers.
Yeah,
right,
well, nevertheless, yeah, I think, well, Paul, want to make any shout-outs, bud?
Seth, really. Drove brilliantly. You know, I managed to keep the pressure on him as much as I could, as close as I could, but there really wasn't any opening to get past, you know, safely. It would have been too risky. So, yeah, I just thought keep the pressure on. He might make a mistake, but he was absolutely solid. So shout out to him.
Awesome. Well, Paul, hopefully it's not too long before we see you back in a Radical. Could we see you next week at Montreal, possibly?
Yeah. I think if everything's all right this week, then yeah, it'd be good to be back for Montreal. We'll see what happens.
All right, Mr. Paul LeMay, have a very good evening, and we'll see you hopefully next week for week 10, buddy. Well done tonight.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
See you, buddy.
Nice to have Paul LeMay back on the grid.
Man.
And a lot of great job as always. Always rapid is the number 27. And right, okay, let's bring in our resident marshalling friend. Let's bring in Mr. Steve Webb. Steve, good evening.
Good evening. I think it is anyway.
Well,
I don't know what's going on tonight.
Good evening is hello, not as in what happened on track, mate. But we were talking about how people can get involved with marshalling. If you do want to get involved for the UK one, I know it's bmmc.co.uk. I know that Mark Werrell is someone who's very, very involved with it as well, a fellow commentator. Correct. But how have you been, mate? I mean, obviously there's been a lot of activity on tracks around the UK with the British Touring Car Championship, the British GT, and all that kind of stuff. Where have you been frequenting recently, my friend?
Recently, I've done members meeting down at Goodwood. First one at Goodwood for the season. Good evening, Jim. I'm not ignoring you. I just thought I'd mention you.
Good evening,
Sorry,
buddy.
mate. Then we did the British Truck Racing Series, first one down at Brands Hatch. From there, I've done the World GTs down at Brands Hatch. Last weekend, it was...
Oh, GT World Challenge, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, with Mr. Rossi. Then
Did you get your picture with him?
God, no.
It's like
No, but
I'll trying to get to that man.
I'll tell you two people who did, though. Phil Glover got his jacket signed.
Oh, there you go.
And oh, God. Do you know, the other guy, his name escapes me now.
Tom?
No, not Tom.
No,
because Tom was down at Brands Hatch last week as my guest for the British Touring Cars.
Yeah, he said he got to meet you down there and they had a good time.
Anyway, I can't remember the other guy's name now. It just escapes me. I'm sorry, but anyway, so he got all his paperwork signed. I'm going out to Vegas. I'm going out to Texas, which I'm going to have a ribeye with Jim when I see him.
Yes.
But it's just every week without fail currently. It's just absolutely crazy. And it's that time of year now, where everything's kicking in.
Don't I know it?
I don't have a...
That's what I'm saying. Just listen to the places and the things that you're talking about. And people can get involved and they can learn to be a marshal and they can get involved and work their way into things like this. I mean, you're literally just rattling on about Formula One races like they're nothing. And, if people put in the time and learn what they're doing, they can work their way up to being able to do things like that. I mean, where else are you going to... I mean, you got to walk across the track in Las Vegas in a chicken suit. Who gets to do that?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah. What I will do, though, I promise you, I've been saying I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send you this video of me after too many funny vodkas down at members meeting when the fireworks were going off.
Oh, there you go.
Funnily enough, Steve, I was at Goodwood Motor Circuit for the Retro Rides weekend a lot this past weekend. So,
you weren't, were you?
I was in the booth with a voice that you'll recognise. Mr. Chris Dawes was alongside me in the box.
Oh, good grief! I do know Chris. Yes, very well.
Yeah, he's been a long time friend, and we finally got the opportunity to work alongside each other. We made sure that the marshals got regular shout-outs out
Which
on
is
track.
Always good.
Yes,
always good,
exactly.
because you never know when you're going to need them.
Exactly. I've got a few friends anyway. You'll probably know Trin Kershaw. I know her very, very well. I first met her back at Brands Hatch. I think it was 2012. Yeah, 2012 it was.
Okay.
And yeah, been firm friends ever since. So, folks, if you want to get involved and be a marshal like Steve, head to bmmc.co.uk. Get yourself signed up. I know even Max Coates has even done training with you guys as well.
He has.
Someone who's competing in the Porsche Carwell Carrera Cup GB series this year and had some great battles, I think, at Donington Park with a man I've had the pleasure of commentating on, young Jack Sherwood for Team Parker Racing.
That's correct. Absolutely. But there's so many different variations to marshalling. It's not all about what I do, i.e. I generally work in pit lane. And then obviously when I go abroad, I'm a flagger. But there's so many different variations. You've got scrutineering, you've got timekeeping.
Fire truck.
Fire truck. Who doesn't love a fire truck? The only thing you've got to learn with that is not to turn one over. It makes a mess. It does make a mess. But there's so many different variations to marshalling. And if anybody quite happily wants to get in contact with me, I've got so much information. I could be on here all night. I know we haven't got the time.
I know.
Just to pass some more information on. And not only that, I'm inviting some of the racers from the leagues, i.e. the Monday Night League with John and this league to come down to Brands Hatch and various other tracks as my guest, so they can actually see what the hell goes on, and just experience a really good race weekend.
Was the person's name that slipped your mind, was that Simon?
That's it, Simon. Yes, Simon. Do you know something? Honestly, I'm brain dead after tonight. I've just did so many things wrong. I got a jump start at the start.
Well, I'm looking at 2 pictures here of him wearing an orange Marshall jacket.
There we go.
That'll be right. That'll be right.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a slight recovery in the end, so it wasn't all a total disaster.
Well,
until you run out of fuel.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's
well,
all
Steve,
good. Fun times.
Fun times indeed. And Steve, before we let you go, mate, thanks for talking to us for a little bit after the races here at Silverstone. Who do you want to give your shout-outs to?
Oh, mate, it's got to be the 2 commentators. 2 favourite commentators. You guys are brilliant. Love what you do. Just keep on doing it. You never know, you might get a trophy yourself one day for commentating.
Who knows? Who knows?
I'm
indeed.
sure
well,
Alex
Steve,
has probably got a couple of those already, but
more than likely.
I've got one Commentator of the Year award, but that was 4 years ago. And to be honest with you, I don't care about accolades. It's about having comments like that from people like yourselves.
Well, wonderful.
That's just what makes it all the worthwhile. But, buddy, we look forward to seeing you next week at Montreal for week 10.
Thank you very much. Good night, guys.
Yep.
Take care.
See you,
and
buddy.
we'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That man's the best.
Oh, it's so
let's
nice.
Get Freddie in here, man. Poor Freddie.
You bring in Freddie, and you take the run on this one, my friend.
All right. Let's see. Freddie, got you jumping in the booth. How you doing, man?
I'm not too bad, mate. How are you?
So sorry we took so long. We do long interviews because it costs the boss extra money, and we like that. Man, you had a nice run. I did. You had a nice run tonight, man. Good quality. 2 decent, solid finishes. You kept your nose clean. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So obviously I did a race last season. It didn't go very well, so I called it quits for a bit. Decided to come back fresh, and did a bit more practice on the car this week, and it's been much more strong.
I tell you, I mean, that was a good, solid night. I mean, you were quick, and you, like I said, kept your nose clean. That's the biggest thing, man. These, so many people just have incidents in these cars and spin them and lock them up and all of that, and you just really had a good night overall. It was really refreshing. I can't wait to see what you do for the next few races. Just to see. You seem really comfortable now.
Yeah, it was really great tonight. I need to hopefully pest my dad to get me Canada for the next race. But yeah, I was fighting third. And decided to have a tiny spin at club where I cut half of it, but still managed to keep it sort of on the track and finished up in P4 in both races, which is really nice. And then obviously we've got next few races in the calendar. Definitely excited for the mini enduro.
That's going to be great. That's my favorite track, to be honest. I wish I was driving instead of broadcasting on that one. I love that place, man. I'm not super fast there, but I just love driving there. But next week's going to be fun. Montreal, that's a different kind of track, kind of almost the complete opposite of this one.
It's definitely a tricky one.
Watch the curbs there.
they're definitely, especially on these.
Yeah, these things don't take curbs too well. They're too light.
No, they do not. Hopefully I can pester my dad into letting me borrow his credit card for the week. Hopefully getting me Montreal.
There you go. Yeah. Talk him into, you got to have Montreal. I mean, it's Formula One track. You need it. It's like a requirement or something.
100%.
So, how old are you? Just out of curiosity.
I am 15 years of age.
15. All right. So you're still. I don't know what they call it over there. Is it high school? Is that what do you call it? Like
secondary school.
Secondary school.
Secondary school.
Next,
okay.
So, are you in the year of GCSEs then, Freddie?
I am currently doing my GCSEs. I'm meant to be revising for an exam tomorrow, but screw exams.
I'll just cram, mate. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's the way you do it anyway. You remember it easier that way.
Yeah.
Well, look, congratulations. Good to see you come in here and get this quality finish tonight, both races. Yeah, looking forward to you. If not next week, if you can't sweet talk Dad into the Montreal, I'm sure we'll see you at the Nordschleife. So we'll looking forward to that.
100%.
So,
100%.
all right, you got anybody you want to shout out to while we got you in here? You might want to give Dad a shout out just for the credit card potential.
Yep. Let's give Dad a shout out. William Scriver, come on, Dad. Let's give Isla Matson a shout out, girlfriend. She supports me in a lot of sim racing I do. So, yeah.
You're a smart man. 15, you're already shouting out to the female better half. That's how you do it. Good job.
We'll
all right,
make
buddy.
her happy.
Well, we will see you. If not next week, we will definitely see you at the Nords. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, 100%. See you then.
All right.
See you. Bye-bye.
Oh, that's nice, huh?
Right.
All
Okay, I think for the last interview, we are going to bring in the following three: James Barry, Phil Glover, and Seth Brown.
There you go.
Right.
Well, James showed up late, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, I was waiting. I saw there was a queue of like 7 people.
There was.
Well, Jim does. Well, Jim and I have decided to extend the interviews tonight anyway,
Yeah,
but
we're
we
going
thought we'd
for
bring
it.
all three of you in at the same time. Right, Seth, coming to you first of all. Some great battling in race 2, and also in race 1. You must be pretty happy with the race 2 result, finishing P2 overall.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that I'm very happy with that. Had a bit of pressure on me and just stayed calm. I think the car was much better on heavy fuel. It was too twitchy in the sprint, and that's probably why I spun. But yeah, very good. Happy with that result.
Best result so far, isn't it?
No, well, this season.
Well, yeah.
Or in total.
Well, just in general, I it's a great night either way. I mean,
Yeah.
When the only person in front of you is James Barry, that's a pretty good sign.
Yes, I wasn't going to hold James up there. It was just, I mean, I could see that was just going to push me back into Paul's claws. So, I decided to just cut my losses there. But yeah, very happy. Very happy. Nice race.
Well, I mean, next week we've got Montreal. We've obviously got to make sure that no one hits the wall of champions, and I hope you don't do that either.
Yes.
But it's going to be full throttle all the way through both races, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of like Montreal, but I'm not very good at it. It's a very satisfying track to race at. But I'm not the fastest, and the curbs. I don't really the wall. Not that bothered about, but the sausage curbs. Yeah, not a lover of those.
Not in these cars, especially.
No, absolutely. But it's got a nice flow to it, and I do enjoy driving it, even if I'm a little slow there. So yeah, I should be there. I think I'll be there.
Brilliant. Well done on the results tonight, Seth. Anyone you want to give it any shout outs to tonight?
Well,
mate?
Tonight I'm going to give a shout out to. I've just finished a little game called Forza Horizon 6. My game that I've been making for the last 4 years, and it's released tomorrow. So I'm giving a shout out to everybody who worked on that. And if you're bored of sim racing, go and have a go on it, because it's pretty cool.
Wow! So you're a designer?
I'm an artist, so I run I'm in charge of the world creation.
Oh,
well, there we
go. Very
right.
nice.
That's
very
pretty cool.
Nice. I know that there have been a few things that people are going to get penalised for playing it early, but thank goodness it comes out tomorrow finally.
Well, if you're going to be naughty, you're going to get penalised. But yeah, tomorrow is the day, and the reviews are already in, so I'm pretty stoked.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, Seth, a pleasure as always, mate. We look forward to seeing you next week at Montreal for week 10. Well done tonight.
Cheers, guys.
Right, Jim, who do you want to speak to next?
I mean, let's interview James. I mean, he, you know, like I said, he took them all to the ice cream shop tonight and double dipped them. So, what a good run you had tonight, man.
Yeah, well, it's a track that I enjoy a lot. It's a lot of it's about the track limits, and I just enjoy really getting right up to them and trying to stay within the white line. So I know it's something there's a pet peeve for a lot of people in sim racing and in iRacing, but for me, it's just really satisfying to get this track spot on. So yeah, really enjoy driving it.
Well, and this is that kind of track too. You know, if you can push the limits without going over them, you know, that's really what it takes to go fast around this place. So, but yeah, you put on a little clinic out there for him tonight, and to be honest, I thought that the SR8 was going to be the faster car tonight, but you didn't seem to have a problem with it at all.
Yeah, well, we had some discussions about BOP this week, and I think it was a bit off, to be honest. I think the SR8 was a bit too heavy. So yeah, hopefully we can work on that.
So is that are you going to be getting more involved in the BOP?
So no, I'm a bit too lazy, to be honest, to spend those time.
So, I love an honest answer. Okay, now see, that's what I'm talking about right there.
It's something that George is really passionate about, so yeah, I will try to help him a bit. But, yeah, that's what it is.
That was the best answer ever. That's in fact, that's like a microphone drop right there.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree.
Oh yeah, it's right up my alley, 100%. That's why I liked it so much.
I think we should get to all balance our own cars, to be honest.
Mr. Positivity chimes in. Hello, Phil. Firstly, young man, great outside overtake at Stowe Corner on George. That was brilliantly done, sir. Well done.
Yeah, but I think didn't he not have some damage at that point? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
We didn't know about it on the broadcast. All we saw was you drive around him.
Okay, well, I'll take that. But I think if you look into it a bit deeper, I think you might have had some damage somewhere.
I've seen as much as I need to see. I don't need to look any deeper.
But I mean, as always, Phil, it's always good to see moves done like that. And
well, in fact, we got these two in here. You know what?
Yeah.
A couple of weeks back, James, I don't know if you remember this, but I got a feeling that you probably will. There was a moment in the broadcast where you and Phil went side by side, and he gave you some really quality racing. Y'all were door to door, didn't touch each other, really clean racing, and we complimented him on that because you know how far he's come, and to be able to hang with you like that side by side without making a mistake or something. While we got you in here, that was a really cool moment for Phil, and I just wanted to maybe get you to comment on that a little bit if you could.
Yeah, I remember it for sure because obviously, it was really cool to see Phil racing side by side like that, and obviously at Brands Hatch as well, it's a really difficult track to kind of do that kind of thing. You have to be really precise and really careful. So I think we were both being careful, but also racing quite hard in that moment. So it was a good one, and I'm happy for you guys and for Phil that you will enjoy that moment.
Yeah, it was great.
As long as I came out on top after. So
yes, in the end, yes, you did. But it was great. It was great to see Phil, and his progression, how he's come along, and to be able to go side by side with a guy like you and race that clean and that hard. That was great. And it's also really cool that you remember that and acknowledge it too. So I'm sure Phil appreciates that.
Certainly do. Not that you would have been very impressed with me in the first race, Jim. I told you I wasn't going to.
You did.
Great, did I? I ran out of fuel as well to just tap it all off. But second race, made 6 places, so fairly happy with that, I think. And I think I'm about 3 seconds average quicker in that race. So
that's a good run. Yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with that. This is not a track I get around very well at either, Phil, so I can sympathize. This track is a little too rhythmic for me, But yeah, either way, you had a good night, and we appreciate your help before the race, getting all that squared away as well.
Yeah, no
yeah, that's all good.
You guys knew.
Well, I guess we
But I
probably
think-
ought to get off here because James is going to kill us when he sees this this bill.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, thanks,
all right,
guys.
guys.
Next
Phil,
week.
congratulations to you for another good solid night, and James, obviously fantastic, and Seth, great night. Looking forward to seeing some more strong finishes. You need to put a Sharpie logo on that car since we keep calling you the highlighter car. You know, you need to go ahead and put the Sharpie sponsorship on there.
The post-it note, maybe.
Oh yeah, the post-it note. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that'd work too.
Give me a challenge now.
There you go.
Hold that space.
Yeah, there we go. Well, gents, thanks a lot for your time, and we'll see all three of you next week at Montreal for week 10.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
See you guys.
See
Bye.
ya.
See ya. Bye.
Right then.
All right.
Well, what can we say? Silverstone always delivers, Mr. Cunningham.
It's I mean, it's Silverstone. You know what else? I mean, you know, it's all you need to say. It's
exactly
one of the iconic tracks of the world. I mean, it really is.
And we go to another iconic track next week as the Radical Race Series Battle of the Radicals heads into its second from last stop on the calendar. We go to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal in Quebec, Canada for week 10 out of 12. Double bubble for James Barry, or as Jim likes to say, he got everyone over to the local ice cream shop and they double
dipped them. Yeah.
Double dipped them. But there we go. That's it from myself, Alex Goldschmidt, and Jim Cunningham. We'll see you same place, same time next week as the Radical Race Series Battle of the Radicals Season 2 2026 continues. Until then, race hard, race fair. And if in doubt, like here at Silverstone and like next week in Montreal, you better go flat out. We'll see you next time.